Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking Dialog's brand new home internet solution to find out if it absolutely lives up to its name. If you live in Sri Lanka and you've been itching for an upgrade to your home broadband, you have probably heard the hype around Dialog Air Fiber. But is it really what it claims to be? Well, let's dive in and find out. Okay, real quick, here's our roadmap. We're going to cover the air fiber myth, how the tech actually works, the ZLT E200 router itself, the buying process, real-world speeds, and finally, the pros and cons. All right, before we even touch the hardware, we gotta ask a pretty big question about the branding here. Because a lot of people hear air fiber and instantly think they're getting some bleeding edge, enterprise-grade optical tech beamed straight into their living room. But what if that name is, well, just a really clever marketing label? Section 1, the air fiber myth, deconstructing the name. So, what's really fascinating here is that true air fiber is literally like having an invisible, dedicated cable up in the sky. In the telecom world, air fiber usually refers to free space optics, which transmits data using actual modulated light lasers, or high-frequency microwave links using dedicated dish antennas. The key thing to know? These systems completely bypass public cellular towers. They don't share bandwidth with random mobile phones. They give you a dedicated, symmetrical pipeline. But when we compare that to Dialog service, the reality is a little different. Dialog Air Fiber doesn't use light lasers or dedicated microwave dishes. Instead, it's a classic setup of 5G fixed wireless access, or FWA. It routes your home internet right over the shared public 5G cellular network. So your indoor router is connecting to the exact same cell towers serving the 5G smartphones in your neighborhood. Honestly, it's essentially a premium shared Wi-Fi hotspot on steroids. Section 2. How the tech actually works. FDD, TDD, and smart mogul SIMs. Now this is where it gets really cool. Traditional home broadband routers are locked to specific TDD LTE frequencies. And because everyone on your street is locked to those exact same bands, it's like a traffic jam during peak hours. Your upload speeds tank and everything lags. But Dialog Air Fiber, it completely bypasses that mess. Instead of a fixed broadband SIM, it uses a dynamic mobile 5G SIM profile. It acts exactly like a high-end 5G smartphone, intelligently hopping between different spectrum lanes to make sure you get massive speeds and avoid that horrible evening congestion. It's a real game changer. Section 3. Inside the ZLT E200 router. Hardware breakdown. Okay, so this router actually packs some incredibly serious enterprise-grade hardware. It's rocking the advanced Unisoc V620 chipset, and it features dual-band Wi-Fi 6, the AX3000 class to be specific. That is absolutely phenomenal for cutting right through wireless interference, especially if you live in a crowded apartment building. Plus, you get 4 physical LAN ports on the back, including one ultra-fast 2.5 gigabit port. So if you want to hardwire your gaming console or PC, you are totally covered. But wait, there is a slight catch when we talk about the battery. Having an internal lithium-ion battery is amazing for those unpredictable power cuts in Sri Lanka, right? The marketing enthusiastically claims it'll give you up to 10 hours of backup. But real-world field tests, they tell a slightly different story. Under active data use, you're actually looking at a solid 5 to 6 hours, which, don't get me wrong, is still fantastic. We just want to make sure your expectations are set right so you aren't caught off guard when the lights go out. Section 4. The buying and installation process. The consumer journey. So you can't just walk into a store, buy it, and walk right out. First, because it uses a mobile SIM profile, you gotta navigate that strict limit of 5 SIMs per national identity card. Got 5 Dialog SIMs already? You'll have to deactivate one. Second, it costs 14,990 rupees, but absolutely ask for your Club Vision loyalty discounts. That can save you around 7%. And finally, you don't take it home yourself. You wait for home delivery, which officially takes up to 48 hours, though a lot of folks report getting it in just 2 or 3. Now, here's where Dialog actually does something super pro-consumer. When the tech arrives, they have to unblock the router and run a mandatory speed test on the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. If your exact location can't hit at least 150 megabits per second download and 40 upload, the technician is strictly prohibited from installing it. They literally pack it up, cancel the order, and you get a full refund within 7 working days. That gatekeeping is brilliant because it means you won't get stuck paying for a subpar connection. Okay, quick pro tip for when you're actually setting up your account. Your package comes with free Dialog Play TV subscriptions, but the router's web dashboard can be notoriously buggy when you're trying to receive the SMS OTP to link everything. The fix? Just turn off the router, temporarily pop that nano SIM into your smartphone,
catch the text message natively, link your app, and then pop the SIM right back into the router. Honestly, it saves so much headache.
Section 5. Real-world speed tests. Hype versus reality.
Under optimal conditions, meaning you've got a clear line of sight to an uncongested 5G tower, the results are honestly mind-blowing. Field tests and real user data have tracked peak download speeds hitting 661.37 megabits per second. That is wildly fast. Even the upload speeds, which usually drag on wireless broadband, consistently smash past 100 megabits per second. If you're downloading massive files or streaming 4K video, this thing is an absolute beast.
But, we gotta stay grounded here. As one very blunt Reddit user pointed out, you can't outsmart the physics of cellular airwaves. Because you're sharing the public 5G spectrum, your ping and latency are usually going to sit around 50 to 80 milliseconds. For Netflix and normal browsing, you'll literally never notice. But if you're into highly competitive Twitch reaction gaming, it's just not going to be perfectly stable. Like they said, physical glass fiber is still better for that. Section 6. Pros, cons, and the final verdict. Is it worth it? Look, the pros here are undeniable. You are getting ultra-fast 5G speeds that completely blow standard 4G out of the water. You get true portability, the peace of mind of a 5 to 6 hour battery during power cuts, killer Wi-Fi 6 hardware, and most importantly, it bypasses those horribly congested legacy broadband bands. But on the flip side, the cons are definitely real. Your speed is entirely at the mercy of your physical location and whatever the real-time load is on your local cell tower. Plus, if you don't have strict 5G coverage, you can't get it installed at all. The app setup is a bit clunky with that OTP issue, and yeah, you are locking yourself into a mandatory 12-month contract. So ultimately, while it might not technically be true optical air fiber, Dialog really has put together an impressive 5G fixed wireless access solution that solves actual, everyday problems like power cuts and network congestion. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Are you ready to completely cut the cord and trust the convenience of cellular airwaves? Or is the absolute, unyielding stability of a physical fiber optic cable still king in your house? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the tech.